Radio Connection Live News for the week of April 2nd, 2026. I'm your anchor, Jared Reimer, and here's what's happening across the radio industry. We begin in North Carolina. In syndication news, and a move focused on reach and accessibility, WWNC in Asheville is now officially available on the FM dial. The longtime AM news talk station has added an FM translator, giving listeners clearer sound and better in building reception. This is part of a continued industry trend where AM stations are leaning on FM translators to stay competitive. While AM still plays a major role in news and talk, especially during emergencies, FM gives stations a more reliable, everyday listening experience, especially for the mobile and indoor audiences. For listeners in Asheville, it means the same programming they rely on now with improved clarity and consistency. Now, let's head out west to California. In Bakersfield, 2 radio stations have undergone a dramatic and attention-grabbing rebrand, and yes, it involves a song just about everyone recognizes. The Baby Shark phenomenon has taken over 2 outlets in the market, flipping them to a format built around novelty, viral content, and family-friendly appeal. While it may sound like a stunt on the surface, these types of flips are often designed to generate buzz, reset a station's identity, and attract new audiences in crowded markets. Whether it sticks long term remains to be seen. But one thing is certain: people are talking. And in today's radio landscape, sometimes that's exactly the point. Now, let's move into ownership news. Steve Jones has acquired Skyview Networks Marketing, a significant shift for the company known for its syndication network distribution and advertising services. Skyview has long been behind the scenes player in radio, powering content distribution for major shows and providing national ad solutions for stations across the country. With new ownership, the big question becomes direction. Will the company expand its syndication footprint, invest more heavily in digital, or double down on its core network services? What we do know is that Skyview remains a key player in how content gets from creators to stations, and any change at the top could have ripple effects across the industry. Now to Nebraska. More details are emerging about Connoisseur Media's purchase of NRG Media's Lincoln cluster. This deal continues the ongoing trend of consolidation in smaller and mid-sized markets, where operators are looking to build stronger, more efficient clusters. For Connoisseur, the Lincoln acquisition strengthens its portfolio and gives it a larger footprint in the Midwest. For NRG, it represents a strategic shift, possibly focusing resources elsewhere. As always with these deals, the real story unfolds after the ink dries. Will formats change? Will staffing shift? Or will the stations continue operating as is? Listeners in Lincoln will be watching closely. Now, let's head down to Louisiana. In Acadiana, there's what many are calling a cool change on the airwaves. A station in the region has flipped formats, bringing a new sound to the market and reshaping the local listening landscape. Format changes like this are always a balancing act. Stations have to weigh audience loyalty against the need to attract new listeners and advertisers. In a region with deep musical roots and strong cultural identity, even small shifts can make a big impact. Early reaction will be key in determining whether this change resonates with the community. Now to Baltimore. In morning show news, Candace Dauld is joining the Michael J. Morning Show on WPLC. This move adds a new voice to one of the market's established country morning programs. Morning shows remain one of the most important dayparts in radio, driving both ratings and revenue. Adding a new co-host isn't just about chemistry on the air. It's about connecting with listeners, building relationships, and keeping the show fresh in a highly competitive space. For WPOC, this is strategic addition aimed at strengthening its presence in the Baltimore market. And finally, let's zoom out for a broader look at what these stories are telling us about the industry. Across the board, we're seeing stations adapt in real time, whether it's adding FM translators to extend reach, flipping formats to capture attention, or making ownership moves to stay competitive. Radio continues to evolve. At the same time, the fundamentals remain the same. Local connection matters. Strong personalities matter. And being where the audience is, whether that's on FM, AM, streaming, or apps, matters more than ever. That's what keeps this medium alive and relevant, even as the landscape continues to shift. That's your Radio Connection Live News Update. I'm Jared Reimer. Stay connected, and we'll keep you informed. Now, here's your host of the program for Radio Connection Live, Jamie T.